The recent events certainly taking a toll on many, but it's sometimes harder for some to express how they're feeling or even understand what's going on. WVTM 13's Chip Scarborough talked to one expert about helping children make sense of these uncertain times.
The death of George Floyd and protests that have followed are generating conversations in households everywhere. And it's not just the adults having these conversations, but the kids too.
Every family unit is diverse and unique, and so the way that families are affected are going to be just as diverse and unique.
Some parents are facing some difficult questions from their children right now, including why some people act negatively towards people of a certain race.
A 4, 5, or 6-year-old needs to understand that we respect and value all people, no matter what their color is, and that while that's a value of our family, not everybody behaves that way and acts that way.
And these are conversations that parents can really have at any time and any place. Maybe you're right here in your car. Experts say it's just important for parents to have these conversations with their kids.
For someone who's 15, 16, or 17, you're going to have a very different conversation that be much more overt and direct about the events that have happened.
Doctors recommend parents spend time thinking about what to say if their kids suddenly have questions so that parents are in a good frame of mind to answer. And if children don't ask those questions, experts say parents have to think about whether to incorporate those conversations into their daily lives.
Children may not know if it's okay to bring it up. They may be thinking about it, they may want to talk about it, but they may not be sure if it's okay, so they really may need that invitation from you.
Letting children know it's okay to talk it out. In Birmingham, Chip Scarborough, WVTM 13.